Hey there, Zach is here to review lesson 12 with you. This is going to be how to plan a vacation within Evernote. This is for people who do like to do their research. I know some people like to pick a destination and just go. I could not be more opposite. So the way I see it is I think research and planning is key to any successful vacation. As I mentioned before, Evernote can clip pictures, copy URLs, create tables, create lists, and I think all these are extremely important when you do plan a vacation. And so we're going to take three different phases into this video. We're going to talk about research, which I think is the most fun and most important. Organizing that research is the second phase, and then using Evernote as an offline tool and a sharing tool. So we're going to dive right in. So again, I like to maximize my vacations. I want to make sure that I do plenty of preparing and prepping. So I do whatever city that I am going to that I get to see everything that I want to. And so we're going to go ahead and decide on a destination and a time. Those are obviously the two things you need to understand first. So in this example, my wife is turning 30 and we're going to be going to San Francisco on a trip in a few months. And so this is a note that her and I have worked on as we want to make sure that we incorporate some of the things we both want to see as we plan this vacation. And so as we first start, figuring out when you're going to go is important. I like to start by figuring out how much is going to cost me, right? You want to budget, make sure that you have an expectation in mind of what you're going to spend. So I first of all create my table here, which has been upgraded in the past few months if you haven't used it recently. Tables are now extremely efficient. They weren't very good. They did not have very ease of access. It's still not up to the Excel level, nor do I think it will ever be. But at the same time, they have improved quite a bit. And so here's just a quick table of your bigger buckets between your flight, your lodging, food, travel when you get there, from renting bikes or taking Ubers, and then your leisure activities. Those are some of the bigger buckets. I also always put a travel checklist just to, again, peace of mind is important for me. Whenever I do leave for a vacation on an extended period of time, this is a list I created back in 2014 when I was doing a lot more traveling for my work. And so I always wanted to make sure that I packed everything. I hate getting somewhere and forgetting things. And so this really just helped me. This is not essential, but again, just another level of organization that I like to use. And so we're going to talk about research first. So again, the hyperlinking is so crucial. Chances are you're going to be going to TripAdvisor. You're going to be checking out blogs. You're going to go to your flight times and figuring out what's going to be best for you. This is the best place to go ahead and take a snapshot or copy that URL and use that hyperlink to easily do that. Here is just a quick example of how quick and easy it is. Again, we're not going until 3 months from now, and we want to research this one time. I don't want to go back and try to find that web page that said, oh, well, no, you keep it all one location. You never forget about it, and that's the beauty of using Evernote. And so again, I hyperlink all this. This is already organized for the most part. What I normally do is start listing out things that I want to do, and we're going to go over the organizational part here in a moment. But I just want to keep showing you examples of how I do some of the research. And so blogs, TripAdvisor, we put all that stuff in here. And my wife and I both do this. We do have a shared notebook together. That makes it very easy for us to collaborate on planning these types of vacations. Again, you could take screenshots. You can use the sketch markup activity. We want to travel down the coast in this example. I don't know my geography as well as I probably should on the West Coast. I'm from Houston, Texas, and so we've only been out to California once before, but that was Southern Cali. And so here we want to drive down the coast a little bit, and again, we want to plan out and maximize our time. So I don't have to go back and go to my Google Maps and say, okay, how long does it take to get from San Francisco to Santa Cruz, or some of the pit stops on the way as we want to do zip lining and do other things. So again, this just gives me a really quick snapshot, so I don't have to research that again. Here's another example of tables and hyperlinks. researching hotels. We look at hotels.com. We look at a lot of different things. It doesn't take a lot of time, and it gives us the most information to make appropriate decisions that work best for us and for our budget, and where we want to splurge and do those types of things. So again, just a nice visual to do those things. So we've talked about the maps. We talked about hyperlinking. Now let's kind of that's pretty much the research that we do. Obviously, there's many things that we want to do that you need to research. Again, plug it all in here. And then what I like to do is organize it by day. Whether this is just purely draft format to where whatever we think can fit in a day, we're going to put it on here. So here's Monday when we first get in. You put your times. You put when you're going to get into the city. Obviously, build in some travel time, and kind of have at it. Plan the way you want to. We like to pack as much as we can when we do go to a city because we want to see everything. We want to do everything that the city has to offer. And so here you can see just quickly hyperlink. We can go to these things, figure out how we want to do this. Go ahead and put the price. You can put how long it takes to do these types of tours or whatever activity you plan on doing. Very easy to do. Again, we break it up by days. There's nothing sophisticated about this at all. I just want to give you ideas on exactly how you can use Evernote to plan your next vacation. So we like to put everything in one specific note. We start with a few different notes, and I like to consolidate it into one. So when I do take off for the vacation, this is really my master itinerary. You can have separate notes if you choose to. You will eventually make a specific notebook when you want to take this offline and go with you, because if you don't use the offline model of this and you're on the plane or you don't have access to Wi-Fi, you then won't have access to these notes. And so it's very important that you do make an offline notebook, and I'm going to show you how to do that here momentarily. But again, you can have a whole bunch of notes in one notebook. I like to tag these as the specific vacation destination for me. I have one notebook with all my vacations in it, but I just separate that by tag, and that is completely subjective. You can organize it how you wish to do. Everyone has their style. If you need help with that, again, I'm an Evernote certified consultant. I'm happy to help you. Just shoot me an email at zwayand@gmail.com. I'll put that in the notes below the video. Okay, so now that you're organized, I'm going to show you exactly how to take this offline. So what I have here, not the most sophisticated way, but I'm going to show you. You got to use your phone, and this is one of the most frustrating parts for me. So what you'll do is open up your Evernote app, and we're going to go over a quick screen recording of exactly how you do that. So the first thing you do, you click on the new notebook button right here. You then type in the notebook name that you wish to create. In this case, it's going to be our San Francisco trip. You'll go ahead and click that create button at the top right, and then you'll see in the recent notebooks that San Francisco's notes there. At which point you'll click on the top right hand corner, and then you'll hit make this notebook offline. And then make sure you do sync to make sure that when you do go back over to your Evernote on your desktop or wherever you're planning your vacation from, that note will then be there. And so you'll find this under your notebooks. I'm going to search, find that notebook because it's a lot easier to do. Here you now see that you have a San Francisco notebook. You then want to go to wherever you originally had those notes. You want to make sure you highlight all those specific notes and then move those notes into that specific notebook that, in this case, I've already done that, but make sure you do move those notebooks. And now you'll make sure, again, sync your desktop. And then you can go back to your phone. You'll have those you'll have those notes in your offline notebook. So when you do take off on the plane, you can review your itinerary on your way over there. Or if for some reason you don't have data, for whatever reason that may be, you'll always have that handy for you. So that is it for today. Again, want to make these videos nice and short for you. If you have any questions, feel free to email me. Thanks for watching, guys.